Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Fisher. So you guys watch the slides on similes and metaphors. And let's just go over what a simile is. So remember, a simile is it's comparing two things using the words like or as. And a metaphor just compares two things without using those words. Okay? So I sent you a little YouTube video about a super woman and a superhero, the man, and they were similes and metaphors, and that might have made it a little bit clearer. So here we're supposed to read the poems and answer questions that follow each poem. I am going to show you a video. You can keep your screen up and kind of just listen to it, and it'll read you the poem. So let's first write our name. So pull this up and make sure your name is on it. All right, in the first one, we're going to read A Tempest by Emily Dickinson. I can get it to play.
An awful tempest mashed the air. The clouds were gaunt and few. A black, as of a spectre's cloak, hid heaven and earth from view. The creatures chuckled on the roofs, and whistled in the air, and shook their fists, and gnashed their teeth, and swung their frenzied hair. The morning lit, the birds arose. The monster's faded eyes turned slowly to his native coast, and peace was paradise.
All right, so I'm going to go back to the worksheet, and I want you to think, it says, what is the simile? So remember, I'm going to circle this word for you, and remember it's using the words like or slash, or it could use as. So I want you to go up here. So let's just look for the word like. Okay, so I don't see like anywhere, but I see the word as. So right here is the simile. So I want you to write that in the line, and then I want you to think, what are the two things being compared? So you're going to have to use this whole thing, and an awful temp mashed the air. Something to do with air and clouds, and it hid heaven and earth from view. So let's think, what happens if clouds roll in? Something happens, usually in the summertime, and they get dark. So that is my hint. I want you guys to try it, because it's just you trying to think of what are the two things being compared. All right, then you're going to listen to this next poem, Hope. And this one where you thinking about a metaphor. So all right, and here is the next poem. So just listen.
Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
All right, now I'm going to go back to the worksheet. Sorry, wrong page. All right, so remember, a metaphor is comparing two things. So I'm going to help you out this one, because metaphors are harder to find. So if we think about this poem, what are two things they are comparing? So in this first sentence, right here it says, let me get my drawing tool, and I will try my best. I think there's a highlighter. Let me see if I can get and highlight. Yes. No. Oh, there we go. So hope is the thing. I'm going to try this again. Okay, it's not working. So let me see if I can do it. That. So right here is a metaphor. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. So I'm going to go ahead and type that. So you can just use your select tool and type it. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Okay, so if we now want to know what the comparison is that the metaphor is making. So we know it's comparing hope with something. So a thing with feathers, okay, so that could be a lot of things. So we know it's an animal. And it sings the tune without words, and it never stops at all. Okay, so what sings? It could be a bird. So it's comparing hope to a singing bird. Because if you kept reading it, when it talks about the singing and the tune, with the feathers, we know birds have feathers and they like to sing, so that is what it's comparing to. Okay, so after you complete the top and you tell me what you think that it is comparing up here with the simile, I would like you to submit it and I will look at it. Thank you, boys and girls. Have a great day.